I'm Yahmonee Hedrick at the Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah 2012, and we're on native ground. I'm here with Tusi Tamasese. Can you tell us a little bit about the film?
It's a film that is set in Samoa. It's all in the Samoan language and with all local cast. And it's an underdog story. It's about an unlikely hero who has to overcome these massive odds. So,
Can you tell us why you chose a little person to be the lead?
Well, it all has to do with the image of a chief that I grew up seeing in Samoa, because I was born in Samoa and raised in Samoa, and the image of a chief to me was someone who was quite tall and well built, who's got a witty tongue and fearless and many things. But I wanted to strip those away and see what would happen if someone would, without any of those traits, and would, how he would journey towards regaining them. So the best metaphor that I came up with was a small person. Yeah, it's sort of my metaphor for our weaknesses and how he becomes more than what people ever expect of him. So.
What did the lead Stature symbolize?
Well, he's an outsider. He's someone who's outside of the village, who doesn't have a family. He's only got his. In Samoa, there's a saying: a person has more roots than a tree, and this person doesn't have any roots. He's only got his wife and his daughter, but he's not quite connected to the village. So, and he doesn't have a title. So, in the story, he has to gain a title. He has to achieve a title to become, I guess, part of the village and find his place in society. So.
Can you explain what the curfew is?
Curfew. In Samoa, it's called a sa. The closest translation I could get to English was curfew, but it's actually just prayer time. Many villages have half an hour in the evening where people would just have to go in their houses and pray, and no one is allowed to walk, or no cars are allowed to go through the village until the curfew is the sa is completed. So if you get caught when the sa starts, you have to sit down and sit there for say half an hour until it's it's finished. It's very peaceful. You're just sitting there and you listen to nature.
What message would you like the youth to get in this film?
It's courage, and you have to believe in yourself, and there's more. Sometimes people are satisfied with what they have now, but there's potential in them to grow and become better. I guess that's the message.
What inspired you to become a filmmaker?
I love imagery, and I love storytelling. So those are I think, things that I think I have that I think just loving stories, loving seeing stories on screen.
Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name's Kaijah Robertson. I'm here with On Native Ground at the Sundance 2012. Here about to interview Tusi Tamasese. Can you tell us a little bit about the film?
It's about an unlikely hero who is challenged to become more than what he has considered himself to be. So it's an underdog story, and it's set in Samoa. It is set. The culture is in the background of the story, and it's all in Samoan language with all local casts.
So how long did it take you to find the entire Samoan cast? What was the process of that like?
Well, we sort of did auditions. We tried to do the normal filmmaking process where you audition and cast. I guess the most challenging cast member was the main actor, who was a small person, and trying to find a small person in Samoa was a little bit tricky. We did, we did television ads and radio ads and newspaper ads, but no one really turned up. So we had to go through village to village and asking people if there's a small person in there.
What was your greatest moment in filming the movie The Orator?
There's heaps of moments, and there's heaps of bad moments as well. But I guess just seeing everyone come together to purpose of telling the story, and yes, and also seeing the actors grow confidence and just begin to understand their characters. So I think those are the moments, and especially when the film finished, the shooting was finished, the last day of shooting, that was very nice. So
How did you know when the film was completely finished?
editing, because we're still worried that we might have needed some other shots, but when we editing, when we found out that we didn't need pickups and all that stuff, we said, okay, I think we have enough here to tell a story that's worth watching.
Can you describe the Samoan practice of the forgiving in the film?
It's called the Deformer. It's an old ritual we have, where if you offend someone, you take a traditional mat, as you see in the film, and then you sit in front of the family's house, and you sit there for as long as the family will let you, because either they forgive you or they beat you up and kill you. It's the highest form of forgiveness and the lowest form of humiliation. So it's just a way of resolving conflict and keeping the peace in the village.
Wow. I am Maidu and I am Chumwevi. In the Samoans, do you guys have different cultures or different tribes over there on the island?
We don't have tribes, but we have sort of families, and families you sort of are constituted by villages and districts, and so we sort of practice the same culture and sort of do the same thing, but we're not divided into tribes.
So in the Samoan culture, what does family really mean to you?
Family is everything. One of the most scariest things in Samoa is you don't have a family, because you need family. Family will help you in when you're in need and you belong. And families in Samoa are quite big, extended families. People look after their kids. Your uncles and your aunties will look after your kids just like their own kids. So without family, there is no Samoan culture.
Can you tell us about the last shot in your film?
The last shot it's actually my favorite shot. It's a shot that is a typical view of a Samoan house. When you open the front door, outside on the lawn is your grandfather, your great-grandfather, your great-grandmother, all lying down. And it's a view that you see in many homes in Samoa where people are, we sort of bury our loved ones on the yard, because we believe that they are still with us, and we don't want to break the bond that we have, which is one of the inspirations behind the film. Was I was very I wanted to explore that bond, and because to me, I think it's a challenge. People are actually challenging death, that you cannot break the bond that we have. So we believe that our loved ones are always there and they protect us. And in olden times, we would take, when a few years after the high chief would pass away, we would move his bones. It's called Lutofanga, which is second burial. We would take the bones and then we would bury the bones underneath the main pillar of a house, of a Samoan house. The main pillar belongs to the main chief, and it is said that that's where the wisdom of the chief would come from. The wisdom from his ancestors. They advise him of what to do in circumstances and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot to take in. I'm Kaijah Robertson, and I'm on Native Ground at the Sundance Film Festival 2012.
Hi, I'm Tusi Tamasese. I'm the director and writer for the film Orator, and I'm here in Sundance 2012 and on Native Ground.